So I sent the article to my dad. My dad's like, this article he's like, makes India look good.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because it's showing in India India's becoming an uppity brown.
Yeah, uppity brown.
Right? And so now they're like, ooh, India's fighting back. Why is the kid who got wedgies a bunch and just kind of took it on the chin? Because they did suffer a bunch of terrorist attacks and just didn't really respond, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like, oh, we're going to take the high road and a kind of thing. Then after the Pulwama attack, and this is according to the article, they're like, fuck this shit.
Right.
And their whole premise was like, there aren't actually that many terrorists in Kashmir itself. All the handlers and the real sources in Pakistan. So, and they're describing like all these operations. Did you read the article?
Yeah. So basically it's like 20 different specific assassinations and killings that have happened apparently in the last, year or whatever?
4 or 5. Yeah. 2023 was an all, I think. Was
Sure.
year.
So they're just kind of putting unfounded claims. They're not saying anything like confirmed. It's literally just like allegations of assassination have been happening in some places, maybe, perhaps, for sure.
And India's just like, that's not our policy, bros.
Sorry.
I don't know what you're talking
We're
about.
too busy praying.
Yeah.
Sorry. And the Guardian's this close to like having headlines like, smelly Indians kill many diplomats because of their smell. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is, dude.
Really, they're this close to being like, spelling bee losers are killing everybody outside. And Guardian, again, it's a bunch of like, first of all, the Muslims in Britain, we know this, are way more intense. They say things like apostate and stuff.
Well, look, let's be real. Diaspora Muslims are way more intense than Muslims even in these countries.
Not always, but
I mean,
there's a definitely like a amount that is for sure.
Right. But like, that's the interesting thing is like Arab Muslim, India has amazing relationships with the Muslim world.
Yeah.
Right? Like throughout the Gulf, Iran, like really good, even Afghanistan, they have good relations
Yes.
with. It's just within South Asia.
South Asia is getting more radical sometimes, and you're right. A lot of the Arabs, like, Levantine imams are like doing the pink, wanting the stink, They don't give a fuck.
Well, they're like going to the openings of like Baps temples and stuff.
They're chilling. Dude, they're way more chill. Because that French makes them a little gay.
Yeah.
A little French will make you gay.
Yeah, it's true.
To be honest about that.
Well, I'm talking about the Gulf. Like the Gulf Arabs are the ones who Modi's like, this is my brother.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
It's about to be a money grab, my dudes.
That's what it is. Cash rules everything around me in this motherfucker, It's really what it is.
The cream, and the cream is fair and lovely.
Exactly.
What's up? Come on down. Cream. It really is. It's cream vibes.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's Navy out here.
Collecting rupees, everywhere around me.
Yeah.
India, get the money.
Hey, buddy. Here's the thing. That's if Hamas didn't fucking blow shit up, there would have been a whole different type of energy going on right now because they were doing some handshakes with Israel.
I know. Well, that's
hands.
the interesting thing about the Hamas thing that people they tried to talk about it a little bit. But they didn't really, which is that like the Saudis and the Israelis were right. They were like a week away from having like a joint summit of normalizing relations.
Right there, right? And I think Hamas knew that.
And Hamas knew that,
and they were
right?
Like,
that's the thing. It's like the Israelis are. Here's my very unpopular take, which I think is 1,000% true, that people need to hear about that situation. Okay, which is that every criticism that is leveled against the Israelis is 100% true. They're out to ethnically cleanse.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. They use collective punishment as a sort of juridical tool. They're looking for any excuse to ethnically cleanse Gaza and the West Bank. Then they're absolutely very brutal and merciless. Right.
Yeah,
but Hamas knows that about them.
Sure.
And they still went and did what they did.
Of course. Well, how's the unpopular opinion? This is.
I don't think people acknowledge it really.
There are some. Like some unread Muslims in our feed who I love.
Yeah.
But they're like, they try to downplay Hamas's involvement. They're like, Hamas is just like, they make cookies.
Yeah, they make hummus.
Yeah, they're making hummus. Hamas is for hummus. Guys. They're blowing up chickpeas with their feet to make hummus.
I know. They have a short history because Hamas was actually created with the help of the Israelis.
Right. So there's like
they wanted to divide and conquer that way.
Right.
And now you have a much more formidable, less sympathetic enemy to face off against and to use as the wedge or lever for all the kind of dastardly things you want to do to a population of mostly innocent people.
It's almost like, you give a kid a gun and he shoots it. You know?
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
I know, exactly.
Dude, I gave you a loaded gun so you could help me out later.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, anyway,
but that's kind of what India is doing now, right? To a lesser extent. Like they took ISIS fighters who got bounced back into Kerala, and then they used them to go and do these assassinations. They like fooled them and thinking like, hey, you know who's super haram? These guys over here.
Let's not
they
forget.
Were talking shit.
Let's not forget that Tamil Tigers invented suicide bombing or popularized it.
It's true. Who are Hindu?
What?
Hindu.
We're always taking from y'all, man.
I know. We do. We're the best.
ISIS saw that and they literally like, okay, game, recognize game. Okay, real, recognize real. Yeah, because first of all, the first guy to float that in the meetings. You know, guys, what if one of us blew up ourselves? It was like, we'll table that.
Well, I guess the Japanese started it, right? The kamikazes, they're all methed up, high on MSG and meth.
What is that?
That's extreme, just fucking vibes. Actually,
how
dude.
Good is sushi that you want to die for you blow yourself up? How good is that tuna? Fuck.
I mean, to get somebody to do that, to just be like, we're all gonna do little 9/11s, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering about this country. Like, where the fuck is the fanaticism coming from?
Yeah.
You know, you watch Doraemon too much?
You know what? When the Arabs did 9/11, it's like we remember those. We're like Muhammad Atta, you know, these guys, Mosawi. We remember these motherfuckers in Bin Laden. The Japanese, they were just going down as faceless 9/11ers. Nameless. Nobody knows. Nobody was like, oh, Tanizaki, yes. Oh, Junichiro, yes. Gambate, did a Gumbaru job with his little kamikaze operation.
Gambare.
You know?
It was anonymous. And in fact, it was supposed to be known as anonymous. Like, it was offensive to Japanese culture to be known.
Right, to take some glory.
And I think, here's my unpopular take. I'll throw you one.
Okay.
If you blow yourself up, you can say your name.
Yeah.
Maybe we give you a plaque. Not like nameless Japanese exploded guy.
Dude.
That sounds like a rough guy on the call sheet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they probably did because the Japanese were like, they love to memorialize violence. You know, they have the ear mound. You know what I mean? It's so weird. That's how good the Japanese design sense is that they've committed the worst atrocities, arguably, throughout World War II. But people are like, but look at their design sense. They're so quirky. A mound full of ears. Well,
that's what it is. Like Marie Kondo vibes. They just cleared out what they didn't like.
Yeah, that's truly what it was.
You know? No, it's not genocide. It's feng shui. It's not working with the framework.
You know, like we hate the caste system. Yeah. Unless we're talking about the samurai.
Come on.
Hello. They're amazing, though.
Because that Marie Kondo question was, does this bring me happiness?
Right.
And Japanese people looked at Koreans and were like, no.
They're like, no. This does not spark joy. But I'll tell you what does. I'm just
going to put them in a closet and turn that up to 8,000 degrees. Japanese imperialism. Jesus Christ, dude. Japanese hero dreams of sushi.
Yeah.
You know, dreams.
Jiro's dad was dreaming about something else. Okay.
You better hope it's just sushi they're dreaming of. You know, because they're great when all that genocidal intent is put towards putting a yellowtail on a piece of rice. They really kill it. You know what I'm saying? Because they put all that genocide onto fishing.
Yeah.
And they're like, fishing will be our new Korea. It's all fish now. Oh my God. It's interesting because like I was talking to all these people who are like Asians, like their dads, like just the same way my mom hates like Pakistan in a little way. Not hates people in Pakistan, but
that's
hates
just the
idea.
lingering, animus.
With the Asians, that level of the dad culture, the mom culture, it's even harder. It's even more intense. The anti-Japanese sentiment is fucking intense. Like
with among the other their victims?
My friends' Korean dads.
Oh, dude, Koreans despise the
Japanese.
Japanese. They despise them. The Chinese despise them.
It's more than Pakistan, Bengali.
It really is. It really is.
Because they were on some real.
I mean, they did some gnarly shit. Dude.
Gnarly shit, dude.
Fucking gnarly shit.
Like it's crazy. It's like they freed everybody because they're like, get out of the yoke of the white imperialism, and then they're like, out of the frying pan,
get into our yoke,
out of the frying pan into the wok. You know,
dude. I mean, they were doing straight up like with Korea. All of the founding fathers of South Korea, some of them they were all Japanese-speaking members of the Japanese army. You know.
Yes.
And that's why North Korea was kind of weirdly the.
Keep it going.
We're going to talk more about
Patreon.
the. We're going to talk more about the Indian assassinations too.
Your mango bed.